Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I'm honoured to rise today in this historic and magnificent building as a newly elected member of the Ontario legislature and as a new representative for the electoral district of Simcoe North. I am proud to be joining Premier Ford's team as one of 76 Ontario Progressive Conservative members. This is a team that is ready to restore responsibility, accountability and trust to government. A team that continues to fulfill its promises. A team that has already demonstrated a swift and efficient action plan. A team that will continue to deliver meaningful results to the people of Ontario. Mr. Speaker, I would also like to express my sincerest appreciation and gratitude to the constituents of Simcoe North for selecting me to be their new voice at Queen's Park.
Hear, hear.
Simcoe North has always been my home, and I'm truly grateful to have the opportunity to work towards betterment of this riding and this province. I would like to take a moment to recognize all of the wonderful people that volunteered on my campaign. I want to first thank my campaign manager, Stu Spires. Stu provided me wisdom and guidance throughout my campaign. He was a true team captain. I was also very fortunate to have a group of incredibly hardworking, compassionate and approachable volunteers working in my campaign offices. Darlene, Joanne, Mary and Judy ensured that every visitor to our offices felt welcome and comfortable. Uncle Doug Reid resumed his place in the Midland bunker as he does for every federal and provincial election. To my sign crew, Frank, Bob, Bill, Jim, Don and Walter, I can't thank them enough for their tireless, hard work. Simcoe North is a very large riding, and these gentlemen spent weeks driving all around it while putting up signs, and then again to take them all down.
That's true.
My dedicated canvassers were legendary. John, Cam, Don and Leah were an essential part of my team. They battled through rain, hail and snow. They walked kilometre after kilometre in temperatures ranging from -30 to +30-degree heat. There were days in January when residents suggested that it might be better to come back and campaign in May, but I promised them I would be back again then. Lastly, Mr. Speaker, I want to acknowledge my parents. My parents are no strangers to campaigns. Plain and simple, my parents work very, very hard. They care about their community as much as they care about their family. They sacrificed a significant amount of time to assist with my campaign, and I am forever grateful for their love and support. The success of any election campaign is a result of a true team effort. I stand here today as a testament to the generosity of these hard-working individuals.
Hear, hear.
Mr. Speaker, I would also like to take this time to congratulate my new colleagues on both sides of the House. Election campaigns, as we all know, are no easy task, and I applaud all of you for your resilience and determination. It is a privilege to be surrounded by so many knowledgeable, compassionate, and hardworking members. I look forward to our collaboration in the months and years ahead. As is customary during one's maiden speech, I would now like to share a few words about my riding of Simcoe North. Mr. Speaker, in 1912, Stephen Leacock first published Sunshine Sketches of a Little Town. He wrote of a charming and quaint lakeside community known as Mariposa. His stories endearingly capture the adventures and challenges experienced by the many characters of this small rural town. It is often the strength and unity of Mariposa's community members that allow them to find positive solutions when faced with difficult circumstances. Mr. Speaker, many now believe that Leacock's depiction of Mariposa was influenced by a number of communities and landmarks in what is now the modern-day electoral district of Simcoe North. This is fitting, as Stephen Leacock's message of community, solidarity, and friendship still ring true in this area today. Mr. Speaker, Simcoe North is a quintessential representation of small-town rural Ontario. Simcoe North is a culturally and geographically diverse area of the province. Our riding has a population of approximately 121,000 people. This number is continually growing as we welcome newcomers from all around the world. Within our boundaries are beautiful Georgian Bay, Lake Simcoe, and Lake Couchiching, all connected by the Trent Severn Waterway. We also have a great number of other small lakes, rivers, and streams that are enjoyed by tourists and locals as well. In our riding are a number of provincial parks, including Mara, McRae Point, Bass Lake, and Awenda Provincial Park. These provincial parks provide excellent opportunities for families to experience the great outdoors while camping, fishing, and swimming. The rolling hills of Oro-Medonte are home to 3 of Ontario's most popular skiing destinations, these being the downhill ski resorts Horseshoe Valley Ski Resort and Mount St. Louis Moonstone. Hardwood Ski and Bike has over 100 kilometers of beautiful rolling trails through hardwood and pine forests for cross-country skiing and mountain biking. We also have extensive network of biking, hiking, and snowshoe trails in Ontario. The Ontario Trails link our riding from Ramera Township to the town of Midland. The riding is comprised of the municipal governments of the City of Orillia, the town of Midland and Penetanguishene, as well as the townships of Severn, Ramera, Oro-Medonte, Tiny, and Tay. Mr. Speaker, I'm also very proud that within our electoral district are 2 First Nation communities. These communities are the Chippewas of Rama First Nation and Bosley First Nation on Christian Island. This past weekend, I had the pleasure of attending a traditional headdress ceremony at Bosley First Nation. I thank the residents of Christian Island for welcoming me into their community and sharing their unique perspectives with me. I was honoured to celebrate the sanctioning of the new custom headdress for the Bosley First Nations. The headdress serves as a significant symbol of strength, bravery, and individuality. While the headdress is certainly beautiful, it most strongly represents the virtues of traditions and customs. I gain valuable knowledge from everyone I talk to every time I visit, and so thank you for being so gracious and engaging in open dialogue with me. I'm also planning to meet with the Youth Council in the coming weeks. Simcoe North is also home to the largest French-Canadian community in central Ontario, in the LaFontaine-Penetanguishene region. Last month, I was delighted to attend the Festival de Loup in LaFontaine. The festival was a celebration of French-Canadian language, culture, and music.
I'm very honored to work with our Aboriginal communities and Francophones to have everyone respect and recognize the cultural and linguistic culture.
And French-Canadian communities in Simcoe North to continually support and uphold their distinct languages and cultural history. And I promise my French will get better.
It was very good.
Mr. Speaker, our riding has a number of primary employment industries, including agriculture, tourism, the service industry, and small manufacturing. I am proud of our government's mandate to create and protect jobs in Ontario. In particular, I look forward to promoting and supporting skilled trades in our riding to create better jobs for my constituents. Simcoe North is also home to a number of post-secondary institutions. We are pleased to have Georgian College campuses in Midland and Orillia, as well as Lakehead University campus in Orillia. As a mother of 3 and a former Georgian College faculty member, I recognize the challenges facing our emerging workforce and the environment our students are graduating into. I believe that we need to build strong partnerships between education, employers, and their communities to support and engage our youth, newcomers, and new businesses. Mr. Speaker, Simcoe North is home to the Ontario Provincial Police Headquarters, as well as the OPP Central Region Headquarters. My partner, Steve Cartwright, is a sergeant with the OPP and has served for 28 years. I am thankful that my government is committed to providing the resources and training to keep police officers safe and reduce violence in our communities. We will listen to and respect our police officers and frontline workers. This past week, Premier Ford was the first Premier to ever attend a graduation ceremony at the Ontario Police College in Elmer, Ontario. My riding is home to 9 Royal Canadian Legion branches. In fact, we have so many Remembrance Day services and limited number of pipes and drums bands, the services are spread out over 2 weeks. Legion branches and the Ladies Auxiliary are a vital part of our communities across Ontario and Canada. They are committed to making a difference in the lives of veterans and their families, providing essential services in our communities, and remembering the men and women who sacrificed for our country. Our party will always have a profound respect for our veterans, soldiers, and police. Our hospitals in Simcoe North include Georgian Bay General Hospital in Midland and Soldiers Memorial Hospital in Orillia. Georgian Bay General Hospital is thrilled to open their newly renovated emergency department next month that will better serve the residents of Midland and area and provide better working conditions for doctors, nurses, and all staff at the hospital. Also within our riding is Waypoint Centre for Mental Health Care in Penetanguishene. Waypoint is one of Canada's leading mental health facilities, providing exceptional mental health care and research. Waypoint provides the province's only high-secure forensic health program for patients served by both the justice and healthcare systems. I am proud of our government's commitment to improving mental health services in Ontario and our pledge to spend $1.9 billion, that matched with the federal contribution, for a combined total of $3.8 billion over 10 years.
Hear, hear.
We also have a provincial government-managed maximum security prison in the riding. Central North Correctional Centre has a capacity of over 1,800 inmates and offers rehabilitation and education programs for male and female inmates. I've had the opportunity to tour the facility during my years at Georgian College with my students. But more recently, I met and toured with management and correctional officers. The previous Liberal government left corrections in a crisis. The PC government recently committed to hiring more correctional workers, as well as probation and parole officers, to end the crisis. In fact, our Minister of Community Safety and Correctional Services, Minister Tibolo, attended the Correctional Officer Training and Assessment graduation in Hamilton last week. 182 men and women graduated to become correctional officers and are being deployed as of Monday this week. Correctional officer workers finally have a government who will listen and end the crisis in corrections. Our riding is also home to Casino Rama, the only First Nations resort casino in the province. Located on Rama First Nation, a progressive community rich in history, the property was built and designed to pay homage to the culture and proud heritage of Rama First Nation. Celebrating 20 successful years, the resort casino has become a major source of employment in my riding, engaging more than 2,500 crew members in over 340 different types of positions. The resort continues to benefit Simcoe North's tourism through its outstanding entertainment attractions. Mr. Speaker, Simcoe North has a wonderful community of artists. Charles Pachter, one of Canada's leading contemporary artists, resides in the riding and is transforming the local landscape and architecture. Charles is an officer of the Order of Canada, a member of the Order of Ontario, and holds honorary doctorates from Brock University, OCAD University, and the University of Toronto. His iconic Canadian work includes murals of hockey nights in Canada, which can be seen in Toronto's College subway station, and his famous images of the royal family, moose, and maple leaf flag are pop icons of Canadian art. Music hero Gordon Lightfoot also grew up in the riding. Lightfoot is a member of the Songwriters Hall of Fame and a recent recipient of the Queen Elizabeth II Diamond Jubilee Medal and the Governor-General's Performing Arts Award. He is a Canadian icon and continues to make musical appearances in his hometown of Orillia. Just recently, Mr. Lightfoot made an appearance at the annual Mariposa Folk Festival. Simcoe North is also home to an Ontario landmark to cottage-goers travelling public, a must-have as you enter Muskoka, Weber's on Highway 11. During the campaign, I was able to grab a cheeseburger and milkshake with Premier Ford as we met with cottagers and the Weber's cooking staff. Simcoe North is a beautiful area of the province, and I encourage all of you to visit it when you have an opportunity. Mr. Speaker, as previously mentioned, in support of our government's commitment to create and protect jobs, one of my primary objectives as an MPP is to improve the existing skilled trades framework in Simcoe North and throughout the province. During the election campaign, I met with representatives from a wide range of businesses, including small construction company owners, hardware store entrepreneur, Weber Manufacturing president, Magna divisional president, and 2 marina general managers. Every person I talked to identified a shortage of well-educated and well-trained tradespeople as a key obstacle to sustaining or growing their business. Additionally, everyone acknowledged that the shortage is getting worse and immediate actions need to be identified and executed. These meetings and conversations reinforced that this issue is impacting all trades in a wide variety of skilled trades-related businesses. In response to this message last week, I tabled a motion calling for our government to respond to this important issue. I was thrilled that this motion was given support by our government. I look forward to collaborating with the Ministry of Education, the Ministry of Training, Colleges and Universities, and the Ministry of Economic Development, Job Creation and Trade on this tremendous policy opportunity. As a result of the positive response by our government, a number of skilled trades organizations contacted me expressing incredible enthusiasm for the future of skilled trades in Simcoe North and in Ontario as a whole. I also received a number of emails, messages and tweets from a number of organizations. The Ontario Chamber of Commerce, Remera, Gananoque and Simcoe Chambers of Commerce, Merit Ontario, the Ontario Home Builders Association, the Kingston Home Builders Association, Trillium Auto Dealers, the Progressive Contractors Association of Canada, and the Ontario Skilled Trades Alliance. Our party campaigned on a promise to create and protect jobs, to respect the taxpayer, to reduce gas prices and lower hydro bills, and to open Ontario for business.
Hear, hear.
Already, our government is upholding these commitments and promises. With the passing of Bill 2, our government has proven its commitment to transparency and respect for the Ontario taxpayer. Our government has taken meaningful steps towards reducing hydro rates and restoring trust and accountability in government. As a former Georgian College instructor, I am very pleased that our government has ended one of Canada's longest ever university strikes. 45,000 York University students were impacted by this strike. Students are paying for higher education and deserve to be back in the classroom. Additionally, our party campaigned with a clear commitment to eliminate the cap-and-trade carbon tax. Once again, promise made, promise kept. Mr. Speaker, our government is taking a giant step forward through the Cap-and-Trade Cancellation Act. Eliminating the cap-and-trade carbon tax will save families in Ontario an average of $260 per year. It is also an essential step for reducing gas prices by 10 cents per litre.
Hear, hear.
Mr. Speaker, for those of you who don't know me, I grew up in a political family. My father, Garfield, was the former MPP for Simcoe North, serving from 1999 to 2015. My mother, Jane, has served 2 terms as a councillor in the Township of Severn, and I'm very excited to announce that she was just acclaimed as a deputy mayor.
Good for her.
I have been campaigning since the age of 5, now not specifically for this election, but this is where my love and respect of politics began. I'm honoured to be the first ever female elected as an MPP in Simcoe North. This is especially important to me as a mother of 3 independent, hardworking, intelligent, and incredibly thoughtful daughters. No. Yes, I am a proud mother. 2 of my daughters will be attending the University of Toronto this fall. Rachel, my eldest, is studying history, and my middle daughter, Carly, is studying commerce at the Rotman School of Business. My younger daughter, Madison, is entering grade 11 at Aurelia Secondary School, and 2 of my daughters have been previous pages in the House. I want a better Ontario for my daughters and for all young people. It's not the government that makes Ontario great. Ontario is great because of the people.
Right.
Our people are smart, kind, and above all, striving to create a better life for themselves and their families.
That's right.
Government's job is to create the conditions for those people to flourish. Sadly, that is not the case for many in our province. Mr. Speaker, I am proud to be part of a government that has already proven we will keep our promise and listen to the people of Ontario and frontline workers to make life more affordable in Ontario.